Welcome to VINDAL'S concept. Remember, you have to follow me on TikTok at Maths Physics and also on Facebook page at Maths Physics. And if this is YouTube, we're already here on VINDAL'S concept. Let's look at this thing called quadratic equation. And then in quadratic equation, we look at how to do factorization. One thing I want you to know is that equation can be quadratic if x has a power of 2. Whenever you see a power of 2, we say that it is quadratic. Even if you have something like x squared equal to 9, this is a quadratic equation. Why did I make that conclusion? Because there is 2 on top of x. But if it is 2x equal to 9, this is not quadratic equation. This is called linear equation. Why? Because the x does not have anything at the top. That is number one. Number two, we need to talk about this coefficient. If I have y, 5y, the coefficient of y is 5. The coefficient of y is 5. Just a number or a fraction that is multiplying a letter. For example, 1 over 2x. 1 over 2 is the coefficient. If I have 10a, 10 is the coefficient. So that is what coefficient is. Now, getting back to different cases of factorization. Now, remember that equation is simply when there is this sign. Whenever you see this equality sign, we have an equation. Now, factorization. Two cases of factorization. One, when x squared or y squared or anything squared has only a unit coefficient. That is one coefficient. For example, look at this. There is 1 here, only 1 here. Yes, when the one that has power 2 has only unit coefficient. Number 2, when the x squared or y squared has a coefficient greater than 1, when it is greater than 1, it should be 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, whatever. Example, 2t squared or 2h squared. Whenever there is a number greater than 1, we say that such coefficient is greater than 1. The approach to solving this and this are the same. However, a little difference is applied when you are solving this one. Now let's get over this. Let's solve this. The question is, how do you factorize this? X squared minus 11q plus 24 is equal to 0. What do you do to factorize this? Your concern should be in 24 and minus 11. Plus 24 is the key, is the main thing you have to start. Because that 24 is called a constant because it doesn't have the, oh my God, this cannot be. It can't have x and q. So this should be x, not q. So my concern, I will start with this one, the constant, which is 24. I'll ask myself, what are the factors of 24 that can add together to give me 11? 24 is the same thing as, let me use this, 2, 1, 2, 6, 3, 1. What are the factors of 24 such that when I add them together, I will have 11 minus 11? Remember, we have 8 times 3 is plus 24. All right? These are the factors of 24. Now, 8 plus 3, will it give me 11? Yes, but it cannot give me minus 11. It's only minus 8 times minus 3 is plus 24. Then minus 8 minus 3 is minus 11. Therefore, minus 8 minus 3 are the factors of 24 that can give me minus 11 when I add them. When you have this question, you ask yourself, what are the two numbers that can multiply themselves to give me plus 24? But when I add them together, I'll have minus 11. We say that x squared minus 8x minus 3x plus 24 equal to 0. Now look at this. Minus 8x minus 8x will give me 11x. Minus 8 minus 3 will give me minus 11. Minus 8 times minus 3 will give me plus 24. So I'm going to factorize these two. So I have x bracket x minus 8 minus 3 bracket x minus 8 equal to 0. Because this bracket and this bracket must be the same. Minus 3 times 8 is giving me minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 8 is going to give me plus 24. So I'm going to have x and minus 3. So I have x minus 3 in bracket, and then one of the brackets, x minus 8, all equal to 0. That means x minus 3 equal to 0, or x minus 8 equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 8. These are the factors. These are the value of x that will give this expression to be 0. Y squared minus 5y plus 6 equal to 0. The concern is 6. My concern is 6. What are the factors of 6 that when I add them together, I'll have minus 5? Remember, minus 2 times minus 3 will give me plus 6, right? Because minus cancel minus is plus, 2 times 3 is 6. However, minus 2 minus 3 will give me minus 5. Therefore, minus 2 minus 3 are the factors of minus 6, are the factors of 6, but when you add them, you have the middle term, which is minus 5. So I'm going to have y squared minus 2y minus 3y plus 6 equal to 0. I will deal with these two, and I will deal with these two afterward. So y is here. Y is here. I will take one y out. Remaining one y minus. Taking y out already. What is remaining is 2. You close the bracket. Then minus 3 is coming outside the bracket. Then y is remaining minus 2. So that this bracket and this bracket must be the same and all equal to 0. So I will have this y and this 3 together, y minus 3, and bracket, take any of the bracket, which is y minus 2, all equal to 0. So we say that y is equal minus 3 equal to 0, or y minus 2 is equal to 0. So y is 3 or y is 2. All right, let's look at a case where the coefficient is greater than 1, this kind. 2t squared minus t minus 1 equal to 0. Now, the first thing you have to do is, these 2 we multiply this 1. We have minus 2. That is, 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Is this minus 2 that you are going to use to refer to as the constant, just like we did before? You ask yourself, what are the factors of 2 such that when I add them together, I will have plus 1? Because this t, there is 1 here. Now, factors of 2 means those two numbers that can multiply to still get minus 2. I mean minus 2, not 2. Factors of minus 2 are those two numbers that you can multiply together to still have minus 2. Example, minus 1 times 2 will give you minus 2. But minus 1 plus 2, what will it give you? 1. Did it give me minus 1? No. Therefore, this cannot work. Another factor of minus 2 include minus 2 times 1, which is also minus 2. Now, minus 2 plus 1, will it give me minus 1? Yes. Therefore, I have two numbers, which is minus 2 and plus 1, that will give me minus 2, but when I add them together, I'll have minus 1. So these two are what I'm going to work with. So I'll have 2t squared. Instead of writing minus 1 here, I will write minus 2t plus 1 is the same thing as t. Then minus 1 equal to 0. I will deal with these two and I will deal with these two. What am I going to do? I will say that whatever this one has and this one has, it should be brought outside the bracket. So 2t is here and 2t is here. I will write 2t outside the bracket. 2t is out. What is remaining here? 1t, because the 2 is also the t is 2 minus 1, because 2t times minus 1 is going to be minus 2t, then plus 1 bracket t minus 1 equal to 0. So I'm going to take 2t and 1. I'm having 2t plus 1 in bracket and t minus 1 in bracket. Therefore, I have 2t plus 1 equal to 0 or t minus 1 equal to 0. So 2t is equal to minus 1, t is equal to minus 1 over 2, or t is equal to 1. These are the two values of t that will make this expression to be 0. Thank you for being part of the class. If there are concerns, please don't forget to ask questions, share, like. Also remember that I also have TikTok account where some of these videos are posted, and also in Facebook page. I am all over the internet trying to preach the gospel of mathematics, which is the bedrock of development. Thank you for being part of the class, and remain blessed.